The 5 worst dieting mistakes for losing fat. In my 8 years fitness journey, I've made a lot of mistakes. I've experienced even more mistakes when talking to clients over the phone or even reading your DMs with all the challenges you face with your own fitness journey. Let's be honest, there's so much noise online about what diet is the best and the how-to videos out there. What's more frustrating is when I've spoken to people who've tried everything and seemingly are prepared to give up on ever losing fat in their life. These are the 5 most common diet mistakes I've seen, and if you're watching this video, I can almost guarantee you're making one, if not all of these mistakes. In this video, I'm going to share with you the 5 insidious diet mistakes that I've made through the years and that millions are making every day. But before we dive in, a lot of research and editing goes into making a video like this. Just do me one favor, if you wouldn't mind, gently hit the like button. It'd be greatly appreciated. And if you enjoy this kind of content, subscribe and hit the notification bell if you're new. Let's kick it off. Mistake number 1, underestimating calories. It is a common mistake. A 2002 study titled Energy Intake and Energy Expenditure, a control study comparing dietitians and non-dietitians. This study compared the energy intake obtained from a 7-day food records with energy expenditure measured over the corresponding 7-day period using doubly labeled water. The results: the dietitians underreported their energy intake obtained from the food records by an average of 223 calories per day. Participants in the control group, as hypothesized, the non-dietitians significantly underreported their energy intake by 429 calories. So as you can imagine, why we set a 500 daily caloric deficit is so that at the end of the week you lose 3,500 calories, which we've seen is equivalent to 1 pound of body fat. So as you can imagine, if you're not tracking, it's almost like you're driving in darkness. So in my own experience with myself, when I'm not tracking, I'm unsure of what I'm putting into my body. So my recommendation is at least spend a day truly tracking and seeing what you're putting into your body. And then the following day, just repeating those meals with the exact measurements that you've maybe checked using a weight scale. This way, you're leading to your goal without needing to spend weeks and months in a frustrating position wondering why you're not losing weight. Sometimes accomplishing the simple task can be what leads you to your destination much faster. Or you can take it a step further and you can go and meal prep. Meal prep every Sunday for 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then again meal prep on Wednesday for Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That, in my personal opinion, using nice fresh sealed Tupperware is really helpful. Let's go on to mistake number 2. Just before we jump into mistake number 2, I wanted to let you guys know my sponsors EHPlabs is having their biggest sale of the year, up to 60% off. My personal favorite stack is the Summer Strength and Performance Stack. If you'd like to pick any of that up and support me at the same time, using the link in the description down below is the best way to do that. Let's move on. Sleeping less than 7 hours. In 2016, the CDC reported that only 1 in 3 Americans get enough sleep. It wouldn't be surprising if this statistic has gotten worse. How this relates to fat loss. A 2018 study by Wang and colleagues published in the Journal of Sleep showed that sleeping less while in a caloric deficit results in losing muscle mass instead of fat just by sleeping 1 hour less. Another study compared subjects getting either 8.5 hours of sleep or 5.5 hours of sleep per night while in a caloric deficit. Once again, results were incredible. The 8.5 hour group lost 1.4 kgs of fat compared to the 0.6 kgs of fat loss from the 5.5 hour group. There was also a significant spike in ghrelin, also known as the hunger hormone. So sleeping less will not only negatively impact your body composition, but also make weight loss difficult, making you feel ravenously hungry at all times. I've experienced this myself going through medical school. Through extreme efforts in the gym to lose weight and not ever being able to get as lean as I would like. So I would go through this, and this is what I speak to my clients about on a daily basis. If we pay attention to our sleep, it can help, number 1, with your overall hunger, and 2, it makes your fat loss so much more easier. If I could stress, probably the most important thing that I've seen has made a massive difference in all my clients' life, and even just general, without the fat loss, is sleeping more. So try and factor in 7 to 8 hours. You'll find yourself a lot more productive during the day with a lot more fresh ideas. You'll also be happier and your dieting success will be so much better. So let's get in those sleep. Let's move into step number 3. Mistake 3, very little steps. According to MayoClinic.com, the average American gets between 3,000 to 4,000 steps a day. In my experience, this is overall very low activity. In every single transformation I've done or been a part of, a minimum of 8,000 to 10,000 steps is necessary. The way I like to think of it is like this. We've seen that the low activity exercises like walking taps mainly into fat stores. So research has shown that you burn between 250 to 600 calories per 10,000 steps daily, depending on your age, weight, and height. Let's take the former, and at that end of the week, you burn 1,750 calories. In a month, that means you're burning 7,000 calories from 10,000 steps, and in a year, you're burning 84,000 calories. We know that 1 pound of fat is roughly equivalent to 3,500 calories, which means in a week, you can burn half a pound. In a month, you can burn 2 pounds of fat, and in a year, you burn 24 pounds of fat. Now, when I coach, my main principle is longevity. How can we keep this fat off for the rest of your life? Simply paying attention to how many steps you're getting each and every single day makes you conscious of your overall activity. So if you can guarantee that you're getting 10,000 steps each and every single day, you can guarantee that you're going to have 24 pounds of fat off of your body potentially. Granted that we're paying attention to the diet as well, but in my experience, as long as you're active and you're also being conscious about your activity, your overall body composition is going to be reflective of that. So in my experience, getting in those steps is super important. Tip and mistake 4, not tracking calories. Not tracking calories can be like driving blindfolded. You would have no idea where you're going. Example 1. Here's a perfect one. 2 rice cakes with peanut butter. However, one of them has 150 calories extra of peanut butter. You barely notice the difference. Another example is oats. Here are 2 bowls, but one bowl has 200 extra calories of oats. The solution to this is simple. If you possibly use a food scale to accurately measure the amounts of food you're consuming, after a few weeks of tracking, you have a better idea of the food that you're putting into your body. So in my experience, it's very likely that you're going to want to eyeball things and say, hey, I'm pretty sure of what I'm putting into my body. But as you can imagine, you add a little bit of peanut butter here, you're adding a bit of that extra mayo onto your burger or whichever meal you're having in a diet. And those foods can accumulate by 50, 100 calories. And let's say you do that 4 times in the day, that's 500 calories. And all of a sudden you're not in a caloric deficit. So again, like I mentioned before, spend 1 day tracking, keep it consistent. And then after that, you can just eat the same food with just having to measure it and not put it in MyFitnessPal because that can be tiring. And then finally, taking a step further is also doing meal prepping. And that, in my opinion, takes you from driving blindfolded to doing autonomous driving where you're not doing anything. You're just an autopilot the following week. It just takes preparation and preparing some nice meals. Let's go into mistake number 5. The final mistake is dropping calories too quickly. Over the past couple of months, I've spoken to many individuals who are eating 1,200 calories, 1,300 and consistently eating that amount. Those calories are very low and just simply unsustainable. So my logic is this. If you want to lose 20 pounds and you're eating 1,200 calories, but you're not losing weight, hypothetically, that means you should be eating between 700 and 800 calories. And you need to ask yourself, is that sustainable? My personal recommendation, and I've said this in a previous video, eat for about a month or even more at maintenance calories. Let's say you're stuck, you've just not seen any results. Eat at maintenance calories. You should not gain weight. You might gain a little bit. And focus on your performance at the gym. And then after that, slowly decrease your calories by 100 calories every 2 weeks. Just set that as a rule. Decrease your calories by 100 calories every 2 weeks and be patient with your transformation. Your body will respond better in this sense. It's also good for your metabolism, your overall well-being, and then slowly dropping them over time. You'll be very successful this way, as opposed to trying to see results too quickly, being impatient, driving your calories and your metabolism to the ground, and then being frustrated because you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. Let me know if you're having any of these mistakes down below. And as always, I'm going to give one giveaway for EHP Labs to whoever's comment I think is the most helpful with regards to the mistakes they've had and how they've fixed it or they're working on it. I'm gonna pin the winner. So all you need to do is like the video, comment down below, and be subscribed. So again, comment down below what mistakes you're doing, how you fixed it or are working on it, and like the video and be subscribed. I'll leave the video here. I hope it was helpful. If you need my help in the comments, please do ask. I'm there for you. I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.